You're listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of All Things Sports with Mike Davis. I thank you for including my podcast into your day. If you're listening on Spotify, follow the podcast. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. Go to my Facebook page to get in contact with the show for comments or suggestions. I won't take up much more of your time. Let's get into it. So, big sports day yesterday, being that, it was NFL Sunday, but also in addition to that, we had the NBA Finals going on. So there was a lot going on, like I said, on NFL Sunday. But outside of the Lakers winning the finals, the biggest game and the biggest news probably came out of Dallas. Now, the Cowboys beat the Giants, but it cost them their starting quarterback. Dak Prescott, I'm pretty sure you've seen the horrific injury by now. He was hurt midway through the third quarter. Pretty much it looked like a compound fracture of the ankle. It's so many places you can go with this. First of all, let me just say, even though I'm a fan of another team and I root against pretty much everybody but Atlanta, and like the Miami Dolphins here and there, a little bit of Jacksonville, I won't go into that. But, you never want to see a guy get hurt. So I wish Dak Prescott a speedy recovery. I hope he can come back and he can still sign a max deal. The guy was playing some good football this year. You can't knock him for that. There's nothing you can take away from the guy. I can't stand Dallas. I've hated the Cowboys since I was a kid, but Dak Prescott is a first-class man. Let's just say that first. Dak Prescott is a first-class man. He's handled the whole situation, the contract situation with class, dealing with Jerry Jones, because truthfully, if I'm Dak Prescott, I'm like I told my girlfriend, I would tell them, whoever took me to the hospital or whatever, burn all this Dallas gear, get it off of me, and burn everything around me with a star. Burn it, get rid of it. I'm putting my house up for sale in Dallas, and I don't know how I guess he gets another year under the franchise. I believe it's 2 years. I'm not sure what's going on because I thought he was playing under the franchise tag this year. So I thought this coming off season, he was going to be a completely unrestricted free agent. I'm going to have to look more into that situation with his contract because I wouldn't want to play another down with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I do think that some of the money he was asking for was outrageous, but I understood it where, he wanted to be one of the highest paid QBs at least by the time his deal was coming close to an end, because guys are signing contracts all the time. Matt Ryan at first was the highest paid QB. Then it became Aaron Rodgers when he passed him. Then it became Russell Wilson when he passed Rodgers. It's a carousel. Every year it's a new QB getting a new deal. And now we look at Pat Mahomes, who the Kansas City Chiefs just threw everything at the guy money-wise and said, here, just take it. So Dak wanted a big, ridiculous deal, that I get Jerry didn't want that. But at the same time, it's not many franchise QBs that you have that just come along every day that can play NFL football. So I hope people understand now why guys hold out and get their money. And I'll admit, I was one of the guys saying that Dak Prescott, Jerry's not going to give you what you want now, so go ahead, play under the franchise tag. You'll be one of the top paid players at your position this year, and you'll get paid next year. Unfortunately, he pretty much, his ankle just shattered on him yesterday. Ugly thing to see. I've broken my ankle myself playing football. It's not fun at all. It wasn't like that to that extent, what we saw with Dak Prescott. But wishing Dak Prescott a speedy recovery. I hope he can come back and he can still get his max deal from somewhere. Somebody, But if I'm him, I wouldn't want to look at Jerry Jones or the Dallas Cowboys. But, like I said, Dak is probably a better guy than me when it comes to that. Like I said, he's a first-class citizen. You don't see him throwing anybody under the bus, even Jones and Cowboys management. So, best of luck to Dak in his comeback. But outside of that horrific injury, Dallas, they get a win. They beat the Cowboys. Now, I wasn't impressed by this win, and I'll tell you why. Look, the Giants should have won this game. If you watch this game, the Giants left points on the field. Remember, the Giants, they lose a touchdown on the fake field goal because they weren't set. Number 65 for the line, whoever that is for the Giants. Number 65, he wasn't set. So they called that back. They got to kick a field goal. Now you leave 4 points out there. Okay? Then there was another penalty where they scored again. Taken away because of penalties. The Giants shot themselves in the foot. Because the Cowboys ended up winning this game with a field goal. If you get those touchdowns, those 2 touchdowns that were taken away, a field goal does nothing for Dallas. They got to hit the ball in the end zone with Andy Dalton. They got to score. But again, the Cowboys are going to have to do something about that defense. They have no problem scoring points. The Cowboys can put up points with the best of them. Now, with Dak Prescott out, I'm not sure how that offense is going to react, and put up the points that they were putting up with Prescott. We'll see in games to come. I'm just not impressed with the Cowboys, and that defense gives up points. And what's up with the Cowboys kicker? Goodness. There were 2 kicks in that game where he hit like knuckleball kicks. Like they would start inside and then go outside the goalpost and then it would sneak back inside. I've never seen nothing like that because I'm looking at the game and I'm following the ball going, whoa, oh, okay. Is it whoa? Okay, yeah, it's good. It was weird. Ingram from the Giants, their tight end, he had his prints all over this game. He had a big game, but unfortunately, the Giants, somebody had to win in that NFC East trash fest, as I call it. Somebody had to get a victory, and it was the Dallas Cowboys. They get the victory, but they also lose Dak Prescott for the remainder of the season. Again, I'm not convinced on this Dallas win. This doesn't convince me of nothing. Dallas has a lot on defense that they have to fix. They got to fix it fast. All right. Going to the Sunday night game, the Seahawks. This is another game. Another game where I get the Seahawks are 5-0, but that win was not convincing to me. It wasn't convincing. Now, Russell Wilson did his thing on the last drive, but the Vikings should have kicked the field goal at the end instead of just going for it on 4th down and making Seattle go the length of the field. The Seahawks scored off 2 Kirk Cousins turnovers that put them up 21-13 after being down 13-0. Take away those turnovers, then it's a different ball game. The Seahawks offense got out to a slow start. And then remember, the Vikings also went for 2 to tie it in the 3rd. And they didn't get it. They should have kicked the PAT. Because you were still going to have to score if you're going to win the game. Vikings go for it late. They should have kicked the field goal. They do that, then the Seahawks lose this game. Seahawks will lose the game if they do that. If the Vikings don't go for the 2 in the third and they just go for the PAT and they kick the field goal late in the fourth, they win this ball game. But instead, DJ Metcalf catches the game-winning touchdown. Seahawks go almost the length of the field. 13 plays, 94 yards, and 1 minute and 42 seconds. So the Seahawks escape Minnesota in their own building. That last play of the game was it was an incomplete pass. That was not a fumble. They called a fumble on Kirk Cousins, and Seattle recovered, but I'm sorry, that was an incomplete pass. And early in the game, he had another situation like that where I believe it was a fumble, but they called it an incomplete pass at first, but they called it a fumble. But they did the same thing on the last play of the game. And like I said, the Seahawks, they escaped beating the Minnesota Vikings. They improved to 5-0. That never should have happened. The Seahawks really should be 4-1, and Minnesota should have a win. Have they won this year? I believe Minnesota has won 1 game. They won, so this should have been Minnesota's second win of the year. Not a convincing win for the Seahawks. In my opinion, they're still a good team. I just don't think that was a convincing win for Seattle. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's switch gears over into the NBA. Look, I'm not going to talk much about this. Honestly, look, I'm glad the NBA season is finally over. It is over. I'm an Atlanta Hawks season ticket holder. And right now, I'm not looking forward to going to go see any NBA basketball right now. Or watch any on television right now, for that fact. The basketball season went on too long. I am maybe one of the few people that should just scrub the season, cancel it. Now, the Lakers, they won the finals. I said they would win it in 6. They won it in 6. Now, this last game, Game 6, they went with a small lineup starting Caruso instead of Dwight Howard, because Dwight pretty much played horrible in Game 5. Remember, I think Dwight had 2 points and 2 boards. He was pretty much just a statue out there. But besides that, celebrate, the Laker fans. Celebrate. You are the NBA champions. LeBron gets his 4th ring. I still don't think he's better than Jordan. I'm getting to the point now where I don't know how to rank whoever, because I listened to a guy on this sports radio show I listened to, driving in my car, and he thinks that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the best player of all time, and I have no problem with that. You know, guys that I didn't see, and if there's an old head that comes up to me and he says, hey, I like this guy or whatever, fine. I can't do nothing but take your word. I didn't see the guy. I didn't see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar play. And then he also said that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar thinks Oscar Robertson is the best player of all time. I've heard Michael Jordan talk about Oscar Robertson before. Now, I didn't see Oscar Robertson play, but I've heard tremendous things about his skills on the basketball floor. So if you want to put those guys in there, that's fine with me. But my reasoning for not putting them in there is because I didn't see those guys play. Because sometimes stats can be misleading, you know. So, and also, people are asking, what do you put Kobe in this equation? What does Kobe rank in this whole thing? You know? I still have Jordan at the top. I have Jordan. The reason I have Jordan at the top is because, of course, the finals record, and Jordan can take over in the second half. I don't want to hear nothing about LeBron's done it. Yeah, I've seen LeBron hit some game-winning shots. I remember earlier in his career when he took over against Detroit, he went on some like 25-point straight run just by himself. You know, I've seen it, but I've seen Jordan do it more on a consistent basis. That's just me. That's just me talking. Again, congratulations to the Lakers. Congratulations, Rondo, being out I believe either he is only him or he is the second player to win a finals with the Lakers and Celtics. Congratulations to Dwight Howard. This should cement his Hall of Fame career. Yes, I said it. Hall of Fame career. Dwight Howard is a Hall of Famer in the NBA. It is what it is. If people want to talk about trying to get Ben Wallace in there, then Dwight Howard is above them. Dwight Howard might leapfrog Chris Webber, who I think should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just stating facts. That's all I'm saying. Don't get mad. But again, congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers. They are the NBA champions of the bubble. Hey, look, that's all I got for you today, folks. I thank you for including my podcast into your day. If you're listening on Spotify, follow the podcast. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. Go to my Facebook page, get in contact with the show for comments or suggestions. Check out my other YouTube page, Mike Does Everything, and you'll see me saving for vending machines and different entrepreneurship adventures, and you'll see me as I tackle my weight loss journey. The link will be in the description box. So go check that page out. You've been listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis, and remember, it's your world. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm out. Peace.
You're listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis.